Welcome back, folks, to another windy episode of the Firewood Doctor. Last weekend I was dehydrated, so I didn't really do much with the chainsaws. I only made a few cuts with that one saw, and my body just wasn't having it. So I'm hydrated now, feeling better. Just that it's a bit cold. It is like maybe low 20s right now. The winds are going like 20 miles an hour, gusting 30, and it's like wide open here relatively. So the wind's coming from the wrong direction to be warm on a windy day. So I got the splitter warmed up. I figured out probably what was causing it to cold start hard, because I didn't cover the engine properly. The flywheel may have rusted, and that may have caused the timing to get thrown off. It starts and runs fine the rest of the time, restarts fine and all that. So I'm thinking the flywheel rusted up or something, and after a few pulls it loosens up, it wears off and then gets to starting. So, but then it floods, and I got to fiddle with the choke and throttle to get it going and keep it running. Now the splitter is warmed up. I'm gonna have to go with some weird camera angles because keep the tripod from tipping over, because I got to keep it low. So I'm not going to get much looking down views at the splitter and stuff because of the wind. It'll blow it over, and take my phone with it, since I use that to film all my videos. So now to get the camera set up on the tripod, get splitting. what I'm doing here is, because all the wood was pushed up in a pile, didn't have a hole to really start with. I could have moved the splitter, but it's already somewhat of a hole. I'm gonna move these pallets, toss some of this wood out of the way so then I could move the splitter back a little further. And then I got a wall of wood right here. Then after that split, move the splitter and get over to that. Oh wait, I got a stringer in the ground there. See that piece right at the tip of my finger? It's outlining it. I got that to move before I can really attack that pile, so we'll see how it goes. I gotta warm up a little bit, then I can get the more splitting. A little change in plans before I continue splitting this, so I can get the racks restocked. I'm gonna see what moisture that barkless oak is that I split, oh gosh, over a month ago. Let's see if the splitter starts up. It's been sitting for a little bit. Choke just a hair. Yeah, it said 19 moisture on the outside, but it's saying 21. 22.8. It's saying high for some reason. Might. It's 22. That's more likely. That's 26. Yeah, that'll be I'll be able to put that in the racks. So yeah, that'll be nice. I can unblock the 8-foot racks, and then I can get to splitting the rest of that oak, so I can clear up space around there. Some people think I'm probably whacked for wanting to load up the truck and wheelbarrow it over here, like, you know, 16-20 feet away. But think of all those steps. That's 16 to 20 feet for each armload of wood that you'd haul. And I'd rather load it up in the truck and move it instead of taking all those steps with the weight. It's not the steps or the weight. It's a combination of the two that's going to fatigue you. So now to get restocking, I already did about a rack and a half with the wood that I split a little while ago. It's still windier than heck, so I got to wind protect my tripod as much as possible here. I got my Bluetooth microphone for, you know, when going down the road. It got that earpiece on. It's hidden under my hoodie, so it's nothing special. It's not those one of those super nice Bluetooth mics that a lot of YouTubers use. So yeah, this moisture says this is ready to go. It's still a little on the heavy side because they're the bigger splits. It's also a denser wood, so this wood weight's almost twice as much as the maple and stuff, it seems like. So but next weekend, with this being out in the sun and constantly getting air to it, it'll be ready to burn. With the moisture running as it was in the 16. No, nah, 16. That's the ash. I checked the ash. That's at like 15%. That's in my $20 racks behind me. This oak was running at the 22 to 25%. The outside was at 20. So it's almost there for burning inside. And as you saw, I did split it open before I tested it, so I got a most accurate test possible. The batteries might have been a little cold, but I checked it on the ash. It was reading correctly, so we shall see. Can't wait for this winter to end. This wind has just been awful this winter. Minnesota has had one of the windiest winters ever. It's been that bad in the Midwest. I was feeling really moody and cranky and everything else you can imagine before I came to the wood yard today. Oh, I just wanted to just be alone and play games on the phone, but I knew work needed to be done, and glad I got myself out of bed, had breakfast, and like my other half, she's like, breakfast is ready. I'm like, oh, I was planning on having cereal. Leave me alone. I don't want to get out of bed yet. But then again, I did sleep. I was in bed at like 8:30 yesterday. Probably didn't get to sleep till like 9. So I was up for an hour or so middle of the night. But then I woke up for good at about 6:30. So I had plenty of sleep. I just was that cranky. I didn't want to do anything that I didn't feel like doing. And I didn't feel like doing much till I got out here, so. Well, doctors and that will even tell you that work is good therapy. It really improves the mood, which I agree with. More than once I didn't want to be working out here because of this, that, and the other thing, but as soon as I did get working, I started feeling great. I need to get my hair cut. Hair just got my eye. And almost time for the annual buzz cut. And of course, other half, she doesn't like it when I buzz my hair and I end up looking like a cancer patient where their hair just starts to grow back. Because I buzzed it all the way down. I can't stand long hair. I just let it grow because of the winter. That's the only reason why my hair is so long now. Because I cut it nearly a year. Man down! Man down! Man down! Oh, tripod down. Okay. See what I mean about it being windy? I should have blocked it in. I'll put some blocks on the ground to help it from flipping over. Actually, get some wood sticking through the tripod legs and use it as weights. There, that should help it. One of the few times my tripod has blown over and it didn't break the phone holder. Yeah, with this oak being ready to go. I split and I could free up the room so people can get to the 8-foot racks. And that's the main reason why I'm stocking with this oak before all the older stuff. Well, not necessarily age-wise, but the length of time it's been in the wood yard. Time to free up that room since campfire season opens next weekend. For me, that's a bigger deal than deer hunting season. I know that's sacrilege to a lot of you, but since I don't go deer hunting, only went 2 years. The first year after I got hunter safety, and the year after that, I just didn't care to go anymore. I still fully understand the importance of it, population control and all that stuff, but I don't have the time to practice the target practice for it. I'd rather be doing firewood. But if I had my own land again, if I would have kept the land I had, some of you new viewers didn't know I had 10 acres of land. Most of it was pine, or half of it was pine plantation type seeding. So if I would have kept that after I moved to the trailer house, before that, I was actually living in the work truck at the truck stop. Because I was working on developing the land to live on it. And they had a camper on the land, but that only goes so far. You can only take so much of that without having proper well and septic and stuff, and dealing with a portable or compostable toilet loses its appeal after a while of not having to deal with septic issues and all that. It just got old. That, and I have a proper shower now, running water, laundry at home. Yeah, it's better in most ways, but at least there I know I'd have a ton of room to have a wood yard, but I'd still have to have a location for a roadside stand. So, but at least I'd have a production area where I wouldn't have to worry about anyone raiding my wood, because I could have it hidden behind the trees 500-600 feet off of the road. Plenty of room for a log truck to get back there. If I won the lotto, I'd make a person an offer of twice what the market value is to get that land back. That's how much I'd want that land back. I'd pay them twice what it's worth. Now, if you have, won like $30 million, you can afford to do that. Or I'd just go find the ideal place where I could have a roadside stand and a firewood business at the same place. Because you can't have a roadside stand and sell much wood when you're a couple of miles off of the county roads and not have a lot of traffic coming down the side road to the side road. So either way, I'd have to have a place to sell wood. What other random thoughts do I got? Well, yeah, a few people been liking the videos lately, especially when running multiple saws. That last video has over like 400 some views. It was stalled out in the mid to upper 200s after Friday, but man, did that thing jump to this morning at over 400. I'm like, sweet. I can feel it in my shoulders that I haven't been doing much because this oak is a lot heavier. Good exercise. You know, 5-10 pounds at a time, whatever these weigh. I'd grab more pieces at once, but I said they weigh a lot more than the primarily maple that I put in that was splitting. There's some cherry in there, not as much as I thought. And I realized after I split it, well, this is a cherry. This is mostly maple. So there might still be some cherry in there, but not as much as I thought, because sometimes the bark looks similar, and if you're not paying attention, well, you think you got more cherry than you do, when in reality it was mostly maple mixed in with that ash. And that half of the ash basswood logs. I was thinking of raising prices on the racks, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Just raising prices for the sake of raising them. It'll depend on my cost of the next load of logs after what I have here in the wood yard. So when that cost goes up, then my prices will go up. I don't see that as fair to the consumer, because they're stressed enough and just want some firewood for a good time, and then you find out where they've been buying it from. The guy jacked up his prices. So this summer when I'm out here, I'm saying, I'll tell them, you might want to buy now and stock up before prices go up, because they will. If my prices go up enough per cord, then I have no choice but to raise them to keep profit margins up and make it worthwhile of all the work that goes into this. Yeah, if you saw that oak pile, how much is actually cut, Brody at the chainsaw shack, he just did a whole lot of cutting. For one, he is making his videos for his own channel, and two, he is just helping out. So a lot of his haters think he's a you-know-what, but I've had nothing but good experience with the guy, and he gifted me the G288. So, I mean, a person that, if he was the person that the haters have been saying he is, he wouldn't have done that. Yes, someone that's a jerk doesn't help people and does a bunch of cutting the wood for you without you asking or something. I just let him do his own thing, go with it. He's filming videos, he is happy. Anyone that wants to cut and film chainsaw videos, doesn't have much for a place to store logs, is welcome to come out here. Yeah, I'll take that in exchange for filming videos. You can cut the wood, make your own videos, keep the revenue. I don't care. Help is appreciated. And help them out too by, you know, working together to film videos together, so we can both benefit. They get better exposure, I get good exposure. Yes. And I gotta get far enough ahead so I can go to Chris's wood yard in the wood yard, pay him back for the work he did here. And one more piece, since this has got to dry a little bit yet, give them a little more for their money. Now I got to load up wood to fill that rack with. Man, I need to get a haircut. Look at that. I can barely see. I look like a sheepdog. I swear I do. This side of my $20 rack stand and pay box stand, that was, none of that sold over the winter, but I had one base sell here at one point. And a guy bought two of them. I said, you know, you could have bought that rack and get more wood for, you know, the same money. But he just wanted the two, as that would be all he could fit in his vehicle. So I got this stocked with the oak that was over there. I stocked 1.5 of these with the wood that you saw split at the beginning of this video. Then I took the oak and stocked 2.5 of the 4-foot racks, because that moisture was good. And that little bit left here is all I've got when I split this. Most of this is frozen to the ground, so there's most of this sawdust is frozen to the ground, so I have to wait till it warms up to get this cleaned up. It's gonna warm up more because there's ice. There was ice all under this pile of wood, as it was split when there was still snow on the ground, so that's gonna melt. At least now people can get to these racks for the most part. And then tomorrow or so, or maybe Monday, I'll work on getting this split so I can get that wood moved somewhere else to stack for inventory for next weekend, because opening day is next weekend, April 1st. I'm just glad that I got this all restocked. First time since early October or so, or late September, because then Mom passed away mid-October, so I just wasn't motivated at that time to do much, and then had family stuff. So that's it for this video. So until next time, folks, take care, get out there, do something, have fun doing it, and stay warm, because it's cold and windy out here. And I got to get back to doing real work so I can warm back up. Either that or I got to go inside like a wuss.